What are you going to do, Kenyans, assuming the president does not resign? What are you going to do? Because I would support, for me personally, as a non-Kenyan watching this thing from outside, I would support for the president to resign. Listen, if the all this riot and all this thing that's happening, if the president, William Ruto, resigns right now, if he resigns today, everything will die down. But there's so much ego on the line that I don't think President Ruto would ever consider resigning voluntarily. Now, is assuming there's a deadlock, the Gen Z and the youth and the people of Kenya want this, and the presidency is here. What are you willing to give up? At some point there has to be some kind of dialogue, some kind of understanding, so that we know where we are. Since there is nobody, since there is no individual that we can say, okay, this is the leader of this protest demonstration, what are you citizens, what are Kenyan citizens willing to give up? I'm not a Kenyan, but I would like to know what the citizens are willing to give up in order for this protest to end, and for the country to move forward. Because honestly, is there a plan B? Was there ever, or was there a plan B when this thing started? Was there any plan that, okay, when we get to this level, we get to the end of this level, we'll now elevate to the next level? Was there any plan? If there were leaders, we can point out that these are the leaders of this movement. We can ask them those questions, but the people are the leaders. So you people are the leaders. I'm asking you, what is the plan B? Because right now, every day in the CBD and other parts of Kenya, Mombasa and other parts, there's been, due to the protest, there's been disruption of business. Shops are not opening. People that have other small, because this thing affects small business. Small business, it affects them. Now, if some roads are blocked, are closed, those of you that work in factories and other bigger companies cannot have access to get to work. So this cannot continue for such a long time. There has to be a way. Now, because I can tell you as a Nigerian what a dormancy does. What there's in Eastern Nigeria, most of you know Biafra. They're agitating for their own country to be carved out, because they have been marginalized since independence. In fact, since the end of Nigerian Civil War, they have been marginalized. Several elections, people from that part of the country in Eastern Nigeria have vied to be president, but they've never succeeded because the northern Nigeria and other parts of the country don't want them. So they are agitating, they want their own country. So, but what they have to do, they have leaders. One of them is Nnamdi Kanu. Some of you Kenyans know him because he was arrested in your country and then brought back to Nigeria. Now, he himself and the other guy somewhere in Sweden now say that there has to be sit at home every Tuesday. Now, that part of the country, they're not rich, okay? They are traders. Some of them are farmers. So if you, as an organization, said, oh, your citizens must sit at home as a form of protest, people that went to farm on Saturdays or on the weekends, people that have things to do, that have market things or farm things to sell on Monday, they cannot go out. You are thereby pushing these people further into poverty. So I want to sympathize, because I know a lot of Kenyans are out of work. Some of them, those shops have been destroyed. I've seen looting by people I call goons, because I don't think the real Kenyans took part in these things. All the looting must have been from the goons. Okay, so I don't want Kenya to get to that point where people are now further pushed into poverty because they were not able to get to work. Now, Kenyans are more in my opinion, though, most of these things I give are my opinions as a Nigerian. So those of you Nigerians who come here to insult me, to say things that are, you know, don't feel bad. You have to look at this thing critically. If your country is not working, you should be willing to say, admit that it's not working, and then copy, put your pride aside, copy from other countries that things are working, copy from other countries that the government failed them, but they came up to fight. Put your ego aside, Nigerians, okay? Learn from Kenyans, all right? Now, in my opinion, I think Kenyans are very sophisticated people. A lot of you people that other parts of the country, people in West Africa, Central Africa, and other parts of the continent, you have not had the opportunity to travel or mingle with people from other parts. Throughout my lifetime, I've, you know, from school, I've read about Kenyans, I've seen Kenyans, and I've listened and watched Kenyans. They are not loud people. They are not loud. They don't make so much noise. They are reserved, but they are highly intelligent. Okay, they are highly intelligent people. I give that to them as a Nigerian. I give that to them. Now, these people, Kenyans, they have a good sense of who they are. They have a very good sense of who they are. Over time, I mean, the administrations, government came and left, come and go, but Kenyans have been consistent. Now, I don't want to go into regional or local politics of other ethnic groups in Kenya, but my main point is, at this point that the poverty and the hardship has touched everybody, they put their differences aside to fight. If you go on that street and those protesters, I believe they come from all walks of life, all parts of Kenya to demonstrate. Okay. So I think William Ruto underestimated the anger of his citizens, because there's a disconnect. There has been, he was a president, he was vice president for quite a while, he was a deputy president under Kenyatta for I don't know, for the term that Kenyatta was there. So he should have been he should be aware of what the country is, but he showed total lack of I don't know, empathy. Especially there has been that disconnect between him and the citizens he is ruling, he is governing. So they let him know that. Now, the people that are complaining, the voices of resistance in Kenya, it's not only Gen Z, okay? It's not only Gen Z. Nigerians, listen, it's not only the youth. There are prominent people also that speak up. Now, in Kenya, there's Orengo, there's Jamie Wanjigi. I've watched all their videos here. I've watched all their videos, all their speeches. They didn't hide, they didn't hold anything back. It's not like in Nigeria where everybody goes behind the president, supports bad governance, and put further. Look at where Nigeria is now. And then let me keep on with the people that are prominent people in Kenya that speak up. There is Miguna, there's Senator Kalwale, there's what's his name again? Even the deputy vice president, Gashagwa. Even the deputy vice president, equivalent to the vice president of Nigeria, he has lent his voice to call for senators that voted for that bill to resign. Okay, to resign. Now, there's another Senator Olekina. I listened to his speech. Senator Olekina, I think that's his name. I listened to his speech. Before I close this video, I would like for you to listen to part of it.
Saying this house and government should be dissolved because we have failed and we are cowards. Let us not lie that we are not cowards. Mr. Speaker, what is leading this country right now are citizens' assemblies. Recently, there was a citizen assembly through the space of Twitter or X It brought about over 1.2 million people to listen. This country, Mr. Speaker, is going through a crisis that is unheard of. This is a crisis. It is a fire that has been lit up by the IMF, and we know very well that IMF does not put out fires in countries, it lights them. Mr. Speaker, the only thing that makes sense today is for us to be with our citizens and try to demystify what is happening in this country. Mr. Speaker, my colleague has spoken here.
Have you heard that? Have you heard that? So these are the things, people like this that have been listening to all of these days, these past few days. He is a senator. Tell me a Nigerian senator that can speak like this on the House floor. Never. Very few. I think there's one, Adams Oshomole, to you Nigerians. Very few. Others, they just are comfortable sitting down there, receiving their fat allowance, their more than $1 million monthly allowance and everything. We keep quiet, and Nigeria is where it is. All right, guys. I promise to make this video. Thank you so much. Right now, I'm at 816 subscribers. I want to thank you guys, Kenyans especially, other Africans especially. I have, I think, 1 or 2 subscribers from Nigeria. It's okay, guys. Don't be angry with me. Don't be angry that I support Kenya, okay? The moment you guys, Nigerians, begin to fight, rise up, even complain, you don't need to go into the street. You have to express how you feel online. It's free, okay? Don't come at me. I have to support Kenya at this point, okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much. Very close to 1,000. Comment, a like, subscribe. If you have any question for me, if you have anything to add, because I reply to all my comments. I made it my mission to reply to all my comments. If you go to my comment section and all my videos, you see that I replied everybody. Thank you, guys. Have a fantastic evening.